Good morning, everybody, and welcome back once again to Transwest Truck Trailer RV. My name's Mark Love, and today I've got a really good used unit. This just came in on trade. It's a 2025 Forest River Forester. Now, this is a product we don't get a lot of, and what I mean by that, it's a Class C on the E450 Ford chassis, so it's a gas engine. Most of what we sell here are Sprinter chassis vehicles, so it's kind of nice to have a really good Ford in here. I'll point out some of the differences as we go around, and like I say, it's a 2025 with barely 6,800 miles on it, I believe, so in very good shape. We'll just take a quick look here at the engine. There's not a lot to see, but this is the new V8 engine by Ford, the Godzilla engine, I think they call it. It's a 7.3 liter gas engine, 325 horsepower and 450 foot-pounds of torque. Basically, all of your fluids are easy to access. Your oil, your coolant, your windshield wiper fluid here. You got your transmission dipstick. Kind of packed in there tight, but you can access everything you need to for your pre-trip check there. Okay, let's take a walk around the outside. Now, I did level this. We're on quite a slope here. A lot of times, you don't want to level till you run the slides out because sometimes it can bind them. It wasn't the case on this one, so I think we're going to be okay. As we go down the driver's side, point out we've got one of the cameras here, side view camera. So we have a rear camera and two side view cameras. Heavy duty grab handle right here. That's always helpful getting in and out. And then let's look at one of the things that's kind of unique. This compartment is literally for a trash can. There is a hole in the counter on top. You lift that off and you can just drop your trash down here. When it's time to empty that bag, it's really easy to access. So kind of a unique feature. You'll see that on a lot more of these vehicles. Let's take a look at some of the storage. And even though it's a Class C and it doesn't have the pass-through compartment, there's still a lot of storage in there. Now, these units typically are designed with families, with young kids. They're sleeping in there for 6. You could potentially sleep 8 people in there. So the young family with a couple of kids, they each want to bring a friend. You've got the overhead sleeper, you got the dinette that converts. You can get a sleeper couch with this model. So it's made to sleep 6 to 8 people, which you don't find that in a lot of the higher end diesels. Also, this is a 6-gallon high recovery water heater here. So 2 people can shower back to back as long as you don't go overboard and take 10-15 minute showers. 2 people can shower back to back with this water heater. Okay, as we move down, we'll show you we've got some 110 outlets right here. There's no outside TV, but you could plug one in here if you wanted. That's our furnace exhaust. Couple more storage compartments. Now, I just said that the Class C's don't have the pass-through, but you can see in this back compartment, there is a small area that passes all the way through. And while we're here, let's get a shot of the awning. We have a 16-foot awning here. Covers most of the passenger side. I believe that's that's a Solera awning on this one, and it is motion censored, so if the wind picks up or if it gets too rough, that's going to close up on its own. All right. Oh, the other thing, tires. We're on 16-inch tires. Actually, we're missing a beauty ring right there. You'll see the other one's got it, but these are 16-inch tires, so they're the smaller tires when you compare them to the diesels on a 22.5 or your big Super Cs, or at least a 19.5 or a 22.5. These are your traditional tires that would go on a Ford truck. Again, these are designed for people that probably are going to stay in the local area more and do some camping, as opposed to driving 10,000 miles a year across country. They're not as comfortable. They don't have the air ride suspension. But one thing I did want to point out This does have airbags in it. And you can see right in there is where you would air it up. There's one on each side. And that's kind of a nice feature if you're pulling a boat or something behind you and you want a little bit more support in the back. Also, I notice it's got the Hellwig helper springs on it. It's a sway control. These Fords, when they get heavy, they tend to get a little more, you know, top-sided, I guess. The sway control really helps control that quite a bit on your cornering. Okay, this is the excuse me, this is the 450 Ford chassis, so that gives you a 7,500 pound tow rating with your 2-inch receiver there, and there's your 7-way plug. Okay, as we come around the driver's side, again we have access to this pass-through storage. That's our 30 amp marine shore cord. Okay, over here we've got our water compartment, and nothing too fancy about it. We do have a city water connection. We have our tank rinse, outside shower right here, dump valves. Now this is a somewhat of a heated area, and there's also heat pads on the bottom of your tanks. And speaking of your tanks, we have 55 gallons of fuel. We have 50 gallons of fresh water and 39 on both the black and the gray. Okay, now this compartment, rather long. You get another one over here. Like I say, they're not as deep as some of your Class A's, but there's a lot of storage in here throughout, especially with that back end going all the way through. So you shouldn't have any problem finding room for all the gear for, you know, 6 or 8 people. And then this is actually under your dinette. You can see they've got the seatbelt latches, but just more storage. They've got room, so you might as well use it. Okay, and then this is something that's a little different. It's a Yamaha generator, a 4,500 watt Yamaha generator with a built-in inverter. I started it up earlier. I think it's 31.5 hours on this generator. Okay, and then again, the Ford cab is so standard. If you've ever driven one over the last 20 years, the dash is very easy to recognize and get used to. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look inside at the floor plan. So this model is the 3011 DS. It's actually 32 feet 3 inches bumper to bumper. And I think at the top of the air conditioner, we're 11.3. Okay, so this is how it travels with the slides in. And I like doing that. Number one, it's easier to show the compartments outside. But number two, it shows you what kind of room you've got while you're going down the road. If you've got a couple of kids that want to come back and sit at the table and play games, maybe you've got a big dog. They've got room to walk through here without, you know, having to get skinny. Let me see. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and run these out. They used to call this the super slide. It's generally about 12 foot. It's got your dinette and your couch or your lounge chairs in one slide across from the kitchen. Now with the full wall slides, it seems kind of foolish to call this a super slide. Let me go ahead and run the bedroom one out. So like I say, 2 slides on this, 32 feet long, plenty of storage on the outside, and sleeping for 6 to 8 on the inside. But the reason these things are so appealing, this Ford chassis and engine is a lot less money than the Sprinter. And they don't have a lot of the fancy interior features. You're not going to get heated floors or hydronic heating systems and something like that. But it really does help keep the costs down. So let's take a look at what we've got for our floor plan. First of all, when you come in the front door, we do have some storage up overhead. That's our antenna, analog or digital antenna for your TV. Also, down here, I didn't point it out when I come in, but I do like to show you. Dang it, I think I've locked myself in. There we go. So when you step in the door, this is your master house battery disconnect right here. Holding tank heaters, awning extend, and this right here is your auto level. So it's very easy. Once you get set up, you just hit auto level and it does it by itself. Same when it comes time to retract. And then over here, that's not coming on right. Oh, there we go. We do have solar panels on the roof, and I'm actually not sure how many. This was a aftermarket, I believe. I don't think this was factory installed because it didn't show up on their specs. But this monitors your solar for you. So you've probably got somewhere in the 200 to 300 watt range of solar up on the roof. Okay. Also, little counter extension right here. Nice when you're prepping food. And then you do get some 110 outlets right there that pop up. Okay, right here we've got full pull-out drawers. And these are soft closed drawers, by the way, which is kind of nice. But as you can tell, you know, this is a plywood. They're fine for cabinets, but they're not like you see in the Newmars or the Renegades, real heavy duty with the dovetail joints. Again, they're built at a price point. These are wrapped styles. This isn't a solid wood cabinet here, but you do get some nice storage there. And the reason this cabinet's not very deep is right behind here is where you have that place for your trash can that I showed you outside and the door. So makes it easy just to drop things down into the trash and then to take it out from the outside. Okay, next to that we do get our stainless steel undermount sink. Nice rack there to go on top of it with residential style features. And then underneath we get another storage area. And another pull-out drawer. Water heater's right back here, so when you pull this out all the way, it's easy to access your bypass valves there. Overhead, we've got our main TV. And we got some nice storage. There's all your manuals, microwave plate. Looks like this one goes all the way through. Then next to that, we have our cooktop. Now this is a 3-burner propane cooktop, and it's a nice cooktop, but you've heard me point out the sealed burner gas stoves. This one is not, and what I mean by that, you can see the gap right there. Where on the other models, some of the Newmars and Renegades where you get gas stoves, it's sealed burner. You can see where food can get down there, which isn't that big a deal. This pops off, this lifts up. It's easy to clean, but I just pointed that out on other units. I wanted to show you what the difference is there. Nice glass top cover. And then our microwave is right underneath it. This is a convection microwave. And then again, another deeper pull-out drawer possibly for your pots and pans. Okay, across from the kitchen, let's take a look at the living and dining area. First of all, it's a nice U-shaped dinette. And this collapses down into a bed for two. I'm not going to drop it all the way down. But I did want to show you that back here, you've got a seat belt. So you've got one on each end, and then you've got two in the back. So you've got place the seatbelt. 4 people in here, 2 in the recliners, 2 up front, so you could potentially have 8 people in seatbelts. Then you've got storage underneath. And again, some nice soft closed drawers. And then next to our dinette table, first of all, let me open up a little bit of storage here to grab one of these, show you what we've got. This is just a little tabletop or work surface for you. And like I mentioned, a lot of these are going to have a couch here, which should be, you know, a queen size pullout. But I'm pretty sure that a lot of people could sleep right here if they needed to. It reclines most of the way back. So if you do get, you know, a rainy day and you got 8 people inside, you've all got a place to sit. You've got your own, you know, serving table there. So you can see, like I said, these are kind of designed for families with kids to accommodate a lot of people in a short unit. And again, we've got 3 open cabinets up there. We have 3 more right here too. And then here we have our blinds, and they're only manual blackout shades. You don't get the day shades with this. Okay, let's step back a little farther. First of all, here's our refrigerator freezer, and this is an electric one, and that looks to be about a 10 or 12 cubic foot. Come on. There we go. One more storage pantry over here. And this one does pull out. There's a step up in the floor as you go into the bedroom and bathroom area. And probably be easier to show you the shower and bathroom from right here. So nice one-piece surround. You have a skylight in there. It's ample. It's not a large shower. If you're much over 6'1", 6'2", you're gonna probably be bent over a little bit, but you can still get in there and take a shower. Then across from that is our toilet, and the nice thing about this setup is there's a magnet down there, and you can see it seals tight, so you can give yourself some privacy. And let me just open up our storage. Let you get in there and take a look at it. So again, 39 gallons on your black and on your gray tanks. That is a porcelain bowl toilet. Okay, and that brings us into the bedroom area. So the first thing when I walked in here, I was wondering, what if you have a sleep machine? What are you going to do with it? Actually, they do have 110 outlets right down here on both sides of the bed, and you've got your USB, USB-C ports, and you do have a little pedestal over here on both sides of the bed, so you could set it up there if you need to. Under the bed, we've got a little bit of storage. Enough for linens or extra blankets, stuff like that. There's kind of a nice floor plan with the back window. Gives you great lighting, and then again, just a single blackout shade. There we go. Across from the bed, we've got our pantry area. You've got a little bit more storage under your TV. And that looks like, yeah, it must be a 24-inch TV there. And then one more wardrobe area. One thing unique about this Class C, it's got 2 air conditioners, one in the bedroom, one up front. A lot of these only have one, so you get down in Texas this time of the year, it might be miserably hot, but with 2 air conditioners, you can sleep comfortably at night. Once again, this is a 2025 Forest River Forester, about 6,800 miles on it, in great shape. You know, could sleep 6 or 8 people very easily. If you have any questions or want to come down and take this for a drive, give me a call. My name's Mark Love. You can contact me at 970-631-0083 or email me at mlove@transwest.com. Let me know if you have any questions. Summer's almost here. This would make a great unit for a family, so please reach out to us. Like always, happy trails, my friends. We'll see you next week.